your aunt from the East Coast is like, you're in a video game? And
We recommend buying like 4 PlayStation 5s and then
Yes.
having the stories go in parallel.
It was crazy because I'm like, I'm just here singing songs with my grandma.
Art made only by humans. Ooh,
Right.
so boutique, so
How quaint.
fancy.
like a superhero workplace comedy interactive TV show.
Where the choices that you make affect everything.
Come on! Just be careful, kid. The answers are out there if you just listen to the wind.
Oh gosh, what's the elevator pitch? I mean, interactive TV is kind of like the most accessible way for me to pitch it.
yeah.
Like when, your aunt from the East Coast is like, you're in a video game? And you're like, yes, it's like an interactive TV show because it conveys the visual fidelity is as high as an animated TV show.
Yeah.
And interactive is hard to describe to someone who maybe doesn't totally understand what interactivity can mean. But yeah, like a superhero workplace comedy interactive TV show.
Where the choices that you make affect everything.
Yeah, so I tell it's like a anti-recidivism program for supervillains, but I also tell them like they're supervillains, but like they haven't done anything villainous. Like they're not trying to take over the world and plummet the earth into darkness. They're just people with superpowers who sometimes had to commit some crimes sometimes, you know? And who here hasn't committed a crime? So that's why I tell people, I tell them my character is a superstar, literally and in her heart. And they're just like, oh, yeah, of course. So, like, I tell my mom about it, she's like, yeah, that's perfect.
It really costs that well.
I think I would say like you get the absolute joy of experiencing like a great TV show or movie, like an animated TV show, but you're making the decisions and you're watching them have impact in real time. And those have always been my favorite kinds of games, like whether those be Quantic Dream games or like super massive, like Until Dawn. Like those were all like super fun games to play through because you're just wondering the whole time, like, oh, what did this repercussion do? What did this do? Like, oh, what could I have done differently? And just that gives you so much more agency than you have when you're watching not interactive form of like storytelling. And it does capture some of that joy of like D&D or something, but in a more like tailored experience where you are being guided down. You're in good hands, I guess you feel like.
Yeah, I don't know the world as much, like the video game world. I'm just sort of like a satellite of it. But just from doing VO and seeing the animation, I was blown away. I was captivated in the story, even though like I'm supposed to be speaking, like hearing Aaron Paul's lines in the headphones. Like the voice acting's amazing. I was captivated when I was supposed to be working, like so the story is great, the arcs are great, the writing is phenomenal. And yeah, just as a gamer to be able to choose the paths and everything is kind of cool. I'm used to like Crash Bandicoot or whatever, or Sonic where it's just more linear. I've been out of the game for a while, so I was like, they're doing this now?
I think the addictiveness is especially in branched narrative storytelling like this, is the replayability. I go absolutely crazy because the characters are so interesting. I make a choice. I'm going one way and leaving other characters behind. I immediately want to go back to some sort of a save point or start the chapter over again, just so I can see what the writers have written for us, depending on what you choose on. So I myself have played through the game more times than I care to admit already, just so I can see what everybody's reactions are. But that's sort of like the beautiful.
We recommend buying like 4 PlayStation 5s and then
Yes.
having the stories go in parallel. Because if you don't, you burn so much time, then you have to play it over again. But if you branch it off like that, You could do like 5 different eventualities at the same time, kind of like a multiverse,
Yeah.
but you have to pay for the game 5 times.
Well, we actually came across the game fairly late in the developmental process. I remember Laura had been brought onto the game, and she was really impressed with a cutscene that they sent, just an example of some of the animation that was going on. And I peeked over her shoulder and saw it, and I was like, "Oh my God, that looks amazing! I have to call them immediately." And it wasn't even about the game or the characters. I just wanted to know what their process was, how long had they been working on it. I wanted to know everything I could about the IP. And at Critical Role, we love people that are manifesting their own stories, creating original IP, and just absolutely grabbing their own destiny by the reins. And that's what, these madmen over at Ad Hoc are doing. And so we were happy to jump in and to partner with them and to see where we can take a story like this. We have, over the past 10 years, been really good about taking stories and then finding what other mediums they can be implemented into, whether it's comic books or novels or animation or anything like that. And so we just feel like this is a story that's rich for a lot of audiences and has a lot of potential outside of just the video game space. So we were happy to jump in and help in any way that we can.
Ooh, good question. Oh my gosh. I think that I just wanted to make sure that every member of the Z team got moments to shine. That they all got to have really funny jokes, that they all got to have moments where they could share aspects of themselves and their personalities so that the players could just grow to fall in love with each and every one of them and feel so attached to them that it's like, no, when people inevitably leave or change or join or don't join. I just wanted to give the players a bunch of cool, weird friends that they can call their own. So I hope I did that to the best of my ability.
Oh gosh, I am a nosy sort of a person. And I feel like I would sit in rooms just to hear what people are saying. I want to be that fly on the wall so often. I'm pretty sure I would just snoop. I don't think I would steal, I don't think, but I would snoop a lot.
I wonder if it's a slippery slope.
I've thought about it.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, but it's so easy.
Yeah.
But
here's the thing, if when you touch something, does it also become invisible?
I think, well, her clothes do.
Right? So she can, so if that's a possibility, then maybe I would steal things.
Because it's just,
I would like to hope that my moral code is strong enough to withstand.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never been blessed with that sort of an ability.
Maybe you steal for good. You become a spy.
Oh, like Robin Hood.
Yeah.
I steal for good.
Yeah. Oh, well,
that you want.
I know. Well, if I could fly.
Sheesh.
Yeah. I mean, the gift of flight is, it's hard for me to comprehend how much I would use it. I live in Los Angeles. I hate driving on the 405. So I would definitely need less transit time. I would travel more. No luggage. But also the super strength aspect is really juicy to me. These are very petty things, but things like, that person parked like an asshole, like fix their park job, or, knowing for sure that when I put my carry-on in the overhead compartment, I can get it down without assistance.
But here's the thing that I've thought about. Her hair. You'd have to have a brush with you all the time, because think about how windy.
Oh, yeah.
You would just have
Yeah, I've been in a convertible top down for a freeway ride.
Rough.
Not a good time.
No.
For your hair. Yeah, but maybe that's part of it. Maybe the super strength includes like hair follicles. I don't know.
This past week, this is so off subject. This past week, I got to go to the top of the Empire State Building. The tippity top, where nobody else gets to go, and we got to go out on this little teeny ledge, and the wind at that height was insane. And my hair was I was trying to take pictures, and my hair was just covering my face the constant time. So,
yeah, it's a great point. The things and your eyes are gonna water.
Yeah,
that fan.
Your mascara would everywhere you land. Your hair.
She looks a mess when she lands. She has to do a 30-minute routine to fix herself.
This is a great question because it's the hardest power to really figure out what you would do with it. You could set up a lemonade stand. That could be good, but you would need Lemon Man next to you.
Yep.
Sugar Man.
Also, there would be like some health concerns of it just
Yeah,
barfing water.
Yeah, like how sanitary is that water?
Yeah.
Maybe run it into a Brita filter, so you
Oh.
barf it into the Brita,
Yeah,
and then use that.
barf the Brita. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I could do a power washing gig, maybe. Just like manual power washing. I wonder how much water I have. I don't know if that ever comes into question in the game, but
Yeah, unlimited or
does it spawn forever? Do you have unlimited fire?
I believe I do. I'm not sure.
Cannon, unlimited.
Whoa.
Unlimited fire.
This guy has
Unlimited.
fire and flying.
It's pretty cool.
I just have water, which is like,
Yeah, working with this team is really singular. Telltale was my first video game project, and for a long time it was kind of all I knew. And then they went away, and I came to LA, and I explored all the genres and the facets that the VO world, especially in video games, had to offer. And so being back with this team on a branching narrative project where they care so deeply about the characters and the story, it feels a lot like coming home and having like a warm, cozy blanket. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, and it's nice to work with Laura again, even though we didn't get to record together.
No, but still.
But yeah, we worked
were
together
sisters before.
on Tales, and that was my first time recording with another actor in the booth.
Yeah,
and
we
I
did that
think-
together.
Yeah, I think about that a lot because I learned so much. I admire you so much, and that was just like a moment of just like absolute just education and starstruck. And
Oh,
you were so kind and so.
We had the great benefit to work with Pierre Charette and Nick Herman when they were working on games like Batman's Telltale and Into the Borderlands and all these others. They're just creative geniuses, and you can tell from the writing, from the character designs, from the relationships between the characters. They give no shits about what standard storytelling should be like. It's all about the surprising comedy. It's about what these characters can do, how they make you feel and make you laugh and cry in the same moment. It's just super rich stuff. And I think we are huge fans of theirs for forging ahead and putting an amazing story into the ether like this from nowhere.
It's an escape and a moment to kind of look to something better, or how you would want to see your life or your world be.
Well, I mean, both are very, at their core, just like human creativity and expression manifest. I think as a consumer of Critical Role, there is no world in which I would watch an AI version of that.
I can't even
It
fathom.
can't exist. And as I know that, we're dipping our toes into AI in terms of video games, I think it's very clear when something is created by an artist or by a person because of the intent. And I think, at least in terms of Dispatch, there are so many nuances of comedy and of heart and of drama and of action that I can't foresee a future where machine learning can replicate that in a way that feels as satisfying. So now that I've tailored my answer to that, but yeah, I think both of them are just escapism and art.
I think I might be a little bit of an optimist here, but I think that like trendy new technology comes and goes, and some of it sticks around and some of it doesn't. And I think that at the end of the day, like art is a very human thing. And I think art made by humans will always be an important thing for us to engage with and to produce and to be involved with in some way. And so while I think that like it's here right now and it's very loud, I do think that I don't know. I just don't think it's going to stand the test of time. And maybe I will be a meme someday and I'll be short-sighted in that. But I think like, or we'll go the other way where it's like, how there's like corn-fed, like free-range chickens. It'll be like art made only by humans. Ooh, right. So boutique, so fancy. And it's like, this one's extra money. And you're like, great. No, only humans touched it. Wow. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, obviously, a lot of AAA game studios are already using it. Call of Duty had that stupid zombie art with the extra finger, and there's like rumors that Assassin's Creed Shadows had AI voice a character, and Kingdom Comes Deliverance 2, but we don't know yet because the regulations aren't there. So I feel very negatively about it in terms of like corporations, I think will give people the cheapest crap that they can possibly sell them. And as a result, I think that my stance is just I'm going to support the indie studios as much as I possibly can, and I will not play any game that has any generative AI. And especially like being a lifelong gamer and working in the industry, I don't see how it solves a problem. I don't understand the thing that we are missing that can be solved by generative AI specifically. Obviously, there are branches of AI that are in video games that we're completely okay with, but generative AI for arts, music, writing specifically, the things that I want are there and are being made by incredible humans. You're not solving a problem. So what the purpose does it serve? So I want nothing to do with it. I don't feel optimistic about it. It doesn't feel great. But in terms of like the people who are here, the people at Critical Role, like you mentioned, who are just like such creative powerhouses. I think at the end of the day, a big part of being human is expressing yourself, especially if you're a creative with other groups of people, like-minded people, and just finding that passion in everything that you do. There is always going to be groups of people who are passionate about doing that together and uplifting each other with those things. I don't think that any of that is going to go anywhere, especially for groups of people like this.
Yeah. I think that people who enjoy video games are people who enjoy being immersed in something.
Yeah.
And in order to be immersed in something fully, it has to be authentic. And when something has AI in it, especially in the artistic side, like, okay, there's a way to use AI to cure cancer. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about these shortcuts that people are taking in the creative of it all, where you can be playing the game and then something people can tell.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
People like don't be so eager to save a buck that you think that the people you're selling this thing to are just going to be okay with it. People can tell and people know. And that's why I like this game a lot, because when you play it, it sounds like real conversations.
Yeah.
It sounds like we were all at that table having a conversation with each other. Robert said, I hate your guts and blah, blah, like, and there's no form of AI that can replace a real conversation.
Yeah.
And we were in separate places at separate times, and it still sounded so real. If you tried to do that on an AI, you're number one, wasting your money, and number two, killing the planet, and number three, it's going to be so bad you're going to have to hire some actors to do it anyway. So just skip number one and number two and get to number three.
I mean, I feel like actors creating work for themselves has been part of the norm for such a long time already.
Yeah.
And it's like looking back 10 years, we would have never, ever in our wildest dreams imagined that AI would be where it is now or doing what it is now in our industry, right? I remember thinking like, oh, that's something that we'll never have to worry about. And obviously it's kind of at our doorstep now. But I would hope as humans that there will always be other humans looking for that genuine connection. So yeah, I guess this medium of improv it will be an escape, will be a respite for a sea of other generated content. And so much of the cast on Dispatch is improv, like so many of the people that are in this cast are so good at just talking and coming up with ideas, and the moments that they've been able to create in the booth are hilarious and intimate and so much more than you would expect. I think that's one of the things that makes this game so amazing, is this eclectic group of people that have come together.
The Pound Cake song got big on the internet, and I got this email talking about, hey, we got video games. You want to be in it? And it was much more professional than that. But at that point I was getting so many spam emails and so many like fake things and offers. I was like, this isn't real. And then I did some more research and stuff like that. And then so I was talking directly to Pierre, who's the director. And he was like, I saw your stuff, and I was just like, oh, she might be really good. Like, do you have any experience in acting? And blah, blah, blah. I actually went to school for theater, and so it was crazy because I'm like, I'm just here singing songs with my grandma, and now I'm sitting next to these folks and talking to you at the press thing, and just it's like it skyrocketed me into this whole new world.
I think it's a huge breath of fresh air to show up, do the acting, which to me, maybe this is reductive, is the fun part, and then like these programmers, these wizards go and these animators go and turn it into something so visual and exciting, like with my own work where I'm doing all the animation myself. The acting, the voice acting is step one, and then you have hundreds of hours of work that I have to do. So it's like almost, it's so nice and refreshing to get to do it for somebody else's vision, somebody else's project, and be trusted to do that, and have the confidence to that, like, oh, I'm adding to this project. I think like Nick and Pierre, they did a great job like making me believe like, oh, I'm the right fit for this character. And that was so refreshing to be brought onto somebody else's vision after years and years of just doing my own stuff.
Just show up to your thing, leave. It's refreshing just to be done with it, Just in and out.
Yeah, in and out.
Take it away, nerds. I did it. Not a nerd this time. I'm nerd for my stuff, but this time I'm diva.
Yes, the water is warm. It's the more the merrier anytime. But I mean, it's always about the right fit for the right part, and that's what Ad Hoc is so great at doing, is writing these incredible characters that are so colorful and different and interesting, but then finding amazing talent to fill in those personalities. I mean, the character design, writing the dialogue, that's just a part of it. You really have to find somebody that comes in and breathes life, and it does what these two gentlemen have done. Crap job, hack, total hack.
If he was seething right now, like he's so mad that like we're on his right and left, like jokers.
But it's great. I mean, you see people come in and just absolutely shake up the game, and that's what's so great about this.
Oh, fantastic. Everyone is so nice. Everyone, they're really artists, like in the writing aspect, in the literal art aspect, in the way science and technology makes the different branches go. It's art. And I love being with artists, and because artists understand other artists, and they let you play and be free with what you want to say in the game or how you might want to phrase something. It's been an amazing experience.
I am incredibly happy with it. I'm actually quite blown away because it is so fluid. I remember seeing an early version of it in one of my earlier voice acting sessions, and just being like, oh, we haven't seen this quality of like, 2D, 3D kind of aesthetics, like Spider-Verse adjacent sort of aesthetics in a video game yet. And it just feels like such a push forward. And I was talking about how all the choices happen fluidly. Like that's something we haven't seen either, where like you make your choice in the cutscene and the cutscene keeps moving. There's no pause. There's no character staring at you, waiting for you to say something. It really keeps the pacing up and doesn't like kill any of the jokes, doesn't kill any of the, tension of the scene. And I think that feels a bit like a revelation as well with this game. Just
I do love a good video game idol, right?
Yeah.
That's
the biggest disappointment with this game. I don't get to have an idol.
No idol.
Like, I would have loved to stare at myself for like 15 minutes, just like waiting in my water.
I have conversations like that in real life.
Yeah.
I just do that and then I respond.
I guess that is pretty realistic in some circumstances. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was at IGN, I actually got assigned to review some of the Telltale games, which when you do that as a journalist, like because they're episodic, it like really becomes like a pretty significant part of your life for a while. Like you have to wait for the code to come in, and then you have to finish the game in a really small amount of time, and you got to record it all, and then you got to get the video recorded. And it's like it's a real process. So it's definitely surreal in a lot of ways, and I really try to be mindful that I smell the roses and like think about like I've loved video games my whole life. That's why I got into games journalism in the first place. And when I started doing that, I realized the thing that I enjoyed the most was hearing game developers talk about how they make games, and that's why I decided to go the game development side. And anytime that I get to do any voice acting, it's just such a privilege and a pleasure to get to work with creative teams of extremely talented people on, you know, their brainchild, their baby, the thing that they work on meticulously for years and years and years and years. And I've definitely never gotten over that. And I think especially getting to do it with this particular team of people who've come from such an important studio. I think that there's been a real kind of hole in the games industry since Telltale shut down. They're very, very missed, you know, and they're so impactful and have inspired probably a lot of careers. I wouldn't doubt that Telltale has inspired a lot of video game writers and performers in general. So definitely surreal, incredibly cool, and just such a positive experience with this particular game. Like sometimes voice acting can be kind of hard. Like there are sometimes it can feel quite negative if there's like a studio that's like in a rush or like, you know, something is going on.
Tense. It can be
it can be very, very tense. Yeah, and I didn't feel that way with this at all. And that it's so fun. The writing is so natural already. Everyone's so talented, and the team is so passionate that it's just an absolute pleasure to have anything to do with at all. And I just hope I didn't f it up.
You didn't.